Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell down below so you don't miss my next upload. For those of you who don't know, my name is Donna, and on my channel I talk about home fragrance and a little bit of lifestyle decluttering craftiness. So I am a fairly new channel, and this wasn't something that I was going to address this early on, but after recent events I felt compelled to. So let's jump in. Firstly, I want to address the fact that for those of you who may have already been following along on some of my other videos, I'm not wearing my glasses today. I hate not wearing my glasses because I think my eyes look really small, and because I am allergic to a lot of mascaras, my eyelashes just aren't there and I don't like it. But while I'm sitting up here with the natural light, because I'm in my bedroom today, a little bit of a story time for you, so I thought I would bring you to my personal space. The light is just so bad, you just couldn't see my eyes at all, which I thought was a little bit silly. So I am glasses free today. Today I wanted to talk about my personal experience with alopecia and my thoughts and feelings on what went down between Chris Rock and Will Smith. I was also prompted to do this because of Trent and Ali, who are some YouTubers that I follow. Ali has just cut her hair for one of her friends who is also here on YouTube, who is currently going through breast cancer. And so it all kind of ties in. Once I heard what Ali had done, I wanted to kind of do this video to show my support for what she'd done. And then what happened at the awards happened, and I was just like, I've got to do it now. So my journey with alopecia started when I was about 18 years old, and it was the scariest thing as an 18-year-old. My hair started to fall out, lots of it when I was having a shower and stuff, just more than normal, and I was really scared that I was going to just wake up one day and be completely bald, and I had no idea really what was going on. And with our doctors, you have to make an appointment, and you can only have an appointment, you know, anytime in the next sort of 48 hours if it's an emergency. And if it's not an emergency, you could be waiting 3 or 4 weeks. And so pretty much generally everybody rings up and says it's an emergency, because, you know, what's going to be hanging around for 3 or 4 weeks that you need to go to the doctors for? I don't really get it. That's an aside. I phoned the doctors, said it was an emergency, went in there, and at 18 years old was told by my doctor that this wasn't an emergency and that there could have been somebody out there with heart palpitations and it was nothing to worry about and basically to go away. I wasn't told anything about alopecia. I wasn't told anything. I was basically told off for wasting his time. And I went home really upset and rang my mum in tears, and she was just like, if there was a guy in the waiting room with heart palpitations, he should have been in A&E, not in the doctor's surgery, which was, you know, quite right. But as an 18-year-old, you really aren't sort of focused on that kind of stuff. So that was my first patch. And so what I have is called alopecia areata, which is a condition where you will lose hair in patches. You don't lose it all. So one of the most famous people who suffers from alopecia that I know is Gail Porter, and she actually had her head projected onto the Houses of Parliament or Big Ben or something. I can't remember now. But she was a television presenter who lost all of her hair. And my fear when I was starting out was that that was going to happen to me. For women in particular, hair is a big deal. It's part of our identity. It's part of who we are. There are so many different things that women do with their hair that showcase their personality. And my hair had always been a huge part of my life. So I am naturally a auburn person. I am sort of a rich red auburn. It was a beautiful colour when I was little, and if I can find some pictures to insert, I'll pop some up. But I absolutely loved my hair. I was called Carrots at junior school, but it was all friendly banter with friends. It was nothing too big. And then when I got to senior school is when the bullying started, and it was ginge, and you know, it was not nice, and people would pull my hair and say horrible things to me. I even had a girl who I believe dyed her hair, or you know, she was definitely a redder orangey colour to me as I was then, and she would pick on me for the colour of my hair as well, which really confused me. So there has always been something with my hair. I always remember an instance when I was around 7 or 8 years old. I was in the playground, my mum was picking me up, and my head teacher came over to my mum and was like, her hair is beautiful. And he said to me, Donna, don't ever cut your hair and don't ever dye it. And I kind of took that to heart for a long time. I didn't dye my hair at all until I was in my mid to late 20s. And I didn't cut it. I've never really been a short person. I've always gone sort of below the armpits or longer, and I didn't cut it really short until I was about, I want to say 27. I went for a bob, and then I instantly grew it back out, and that was the only time I ever had my hair really short. And you know, that kind of stayed with me, that appreciation of something that I loved so much, because I was a proper girly girl, loved having my hair long, loved putting it in plaits and braids and things. And yeah, it just meant a lot to me. So when it started falling out, it was a really big deal to me, and I was so worried. Fast forward, you know, 10-15 years, I've had lots of different patches over the years. Some that have been like directly on my mid parting, so I've always had to make sure I've parted my hair to the side or worn it up. And then I had one right at the base of my neck, which meant that I had to wear my hair down all the time, because it's really weird how mine will almost completely circular patch, not just thinning. And my most recent one was a kind of thinning one. I've got about a 3-inch regrowth, and I'm not going to try and find it because actually it was a really small patch compared to the others, because I just thought that it was my age and I was starting to thin. But I had a very bald centre parting. It just was getting wider and wider, and I was worried about that. So I've usually always part it on the side anyway. And I've now got a 3-inch growth, so I know it was just my alopecia. So it's a really big deal, and it has affected my mental health, the concern that one day it might all go. And it is stress related, so the more you stress about it, the worse it kind of gets. So it's not something pleasant to go through, which leads me on to what happened at the awards and Chris Rock's comment. And I would just like to say that I get that we're in a culture now where everybody is offended by everything, and I don't particularly agree with that. However, I don't think that we should ever be making fun of somebody's illness, disease, you know, their looks or anything like that. It's just not funny. If you can generalize something and make it funny, or if you're taking the mick out of yourself, that is one thing, but to single somebody out and make fun of them for something when it's not a roast situation where they have asked for you to do it, I think is insensitive and inappropriate. And I have watched Table Talks with Jada, where she has explained how upsetting her hair loss has been for her and the journey that it has been for her. So I think for somebody to take something that she has been struggling with and make it into a funny joke, I mean, even when you listen to it, the joke he told before got so many more laughs, and when he said that, you heard it in the audience that they didn't react the same way. Now, I love Will Smith, but I don't agree with violence. I certainly think that he should back and stand by and be there for his wife, but I think there are other ways of doing it. So I'm not gonna go too much into that because I don't agree with what he did. Yeah, it's, when I think about it in that situation, would I want my man to go up and like beat somebody up for me? Possibly, but then when you think about it, it's just not right, and it doesn't solve anything, and it doesn't educate. So, you know, no, I feel like it was wrong for him to do that, and to do it on national television. I mean, it sounded to me at the start when it happened that it was a fake, like, play smack, like it didn't seem real. And it wasn't until he started to mouth off at Chris that I was like, oh, maybe it was real. So it was a little bit weird and very out of character. I don't know if there is any backstory to that. It's just, it, you know, it was pretty shocking. But I know that Jada's been through a lot with it, and I know obviously Will have been there and privy to much more than she's told us on the red table. So it's, you just don't know. You don't know what people are going through behind closed doors, and to use that as a butt of a joke, you know, possibly if she had just shaved her head herself for looks sake and it was her choice to have that, maybe it would have been funnier, maybe it wouldn't have garnered that reaction. But the truth is that she is struggling with hair loss, and it's not something that should be made fun of. So that's my kind of feelings on that. And now you may be looking at me and thinking, well, Donna, your hair is quite short, considering you just turned around and said that you don't like to have it cut and whatnot. I actually had my hair cut back into a short bob back in April 2021, and this is how long it has grown since then. And I donated 20 inches of hair to the Little Princess Trust here in the UK that make wigs for kids. And I did it because I feel like sometimes we use our hair as a security blanket. It's kind of one of those things that I was very, very attached to. And it was hard for me. I raised £1,400 for 3 cancer charities: Cancer Research UK, the Little Princesses Trust and Macmillan, because I knew that the cancer charities were struggling. Now, I've had family members that have been affected by cancer, and it's a huge deal. There is breast cancer on my father's side of the family, so it's always a concern for me. And so I've really taken to raising money for the cancer charities. I used to run a photography studio, and I did a cancer charity calendar for Cancer Research UK back in 2013. And I just felt that with the pandemic, it affected all of the charities, and it really was something that I could do. I'm not money rich, so I couldn't just go and donate a load of money, but I thought what I could do is, you know, give some of my hair to a little girl that needs it, because, you know, heaven forbid a child was made fun of like Jada was. So as soon as I put it out there that I was going to do it, all of the fears and anxieties came rushing in. What if my alopecia comes back? What if it comes back worse? You know, what am I doing? You know, my hair is huge part of my identity. I said I donated 20 inches. It was down to my hips. You know, I'll put pictures in so you can see, and I'll actually share the video where I had it cut off. But it was such a big deal to me because I've always received compliments on my hair. I obviously had the whole thing during school where I was bullied for my hair. My hair has always been a huge part of me and my life, and to cut it off was a really big deal. That, and my partner also didn't want me to cut it because he liked it long, so he was like, you know, do what you want to do, but I like it long. So there was lots of things to contend with. And yeah, the day I had it cut, I was really emotional, and I know that I've done a good thing. I know that the people that supported me through it have done a good thing because we were able to donate that money to those charities. But it's a big deal. Hair is a big deal for a lot of women, and for somebody to make a joke at your expense when you're going through something like that it's just in poor taste. So that's my take on it. I'll insert the video of me having my hair chopped. My daughter actually came and cut my hair off. She wanted to be part of that, so yeah, I'll pop that in here.
Okay guys, here we go. It's getting cut. Go for it, Nikki.
First one.
Oh my god.
There's one.
You're fine. I'm not fine. That is a lot of hair. That is so much
There's
hair.
two.
Oh
Last
my
one.
god.
Another one for you. All done.
Oh my god. Look at all these hair. Oh. Okay, I go cry now. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so that is my story of being somebody who suffers with alopecia areata, and how I chopped all my hair off for charity last year. I had it cut back in to that same shape once, and I've been growing it ever since. My hair grows quite quickly, so this would have been to my chin, and I've not, obviously it's curled, so, but it's about there. So that's how much it's grown in a year, minus 8 weeks. So yeah, so that's my story. I wanted to share that because I felt like a lot of people may have thought that it was an overreaction on Will Smith's part, which, you know, to be honest, his reaction wasn't the most appropriate, especially given the circumstances, national TV and all that. But Jada is going through something that I have had experience with myself, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So not that she will see it, but I send much love to Jada and hope she's doing well. To anybody out there who is suffering with hair loss through chemo, through alopecia, or any other for any other reason, you know, I send you all the best. I hope you stay well, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.